Morning, ladies.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Awesome. I'm gonna turn my video on in a minute. You know what I decided to do, Agne? I'm gonna run outside and start my car and put my dogs in it because
They
I
might be.
have not yet done a work Zoom video since I moved to this house, and there is some risk that they might just start barking for no reason in the middle of it. So I'm gonna take like 120 seconds. I'm gonna run out, start the car, put the dogs in it, and then I'll be right back here. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Who's our third participant? Oh, Stephanie's on. Awesome. She's muted. Stephanie's muted.
Can you hear
Okay,
me now?
I'll run.
Oh, we can hear you now. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good, good.
Stephanie, the
Yeah.
information that I have to introduce, I'm Rita, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
The
meet you.
information that I have to introduce you with is basically what you sent that got put in the article in Taxi News. Did you want me to know anything more about your own personal background? Have you worked in any industry that you want the audience to know about, or your education background, or anything like that?
You could just tell, like, I just started with them about almost 4 years ago. When they
Okay.
came towards North America was about 3 years ago. So they started in the UK and London. So we're a subdomain based off of a company called eBotify in London.
eBotify,
Yeah.
a division of eBotify from London.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. How are you enjoying the job so far?
I love it. I have no complaints. It's nice.
How long is your presentation?
It's gonna probably be within, like, I can probably get everything done within 35 minutes, other
Okay.
than questions. Like, if they have questions and stuff like that, it'll take a little longer, but
For sure, we're going to, there will be questions for sure. And then following you will be our government relations person, Jeff Paulowin, who's just going to give an update on a completely different topic, EMS. So we'll need to squeak a few minutes toward the end of your presentation just to bop him in. So I figured if you present from like 11:05 for 35 minutes, that brings us to 11:40. You could go a little shorter than 35 minutes if that's possible.
oh yeah, I can definitely go shorter. It won't take me
Okay.
long to kind of explain everything. That's probably including any questions or anything like that.
Well,
For
35
me, it
includes
won't take
questions.
long.
Okay, great.
Stephanie, are you sharing your screen at any point, or are you just talking?
I will be sharing my screen, yeah.
Can you check if you're able to do so?
1 moment.
Or do I have to make you as a host?
You'd have to make me as a host. Okay, I think we're good.
You're good? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Are there any files that you would like to share with the participants? Before or after?
Right now, like later on, I could probably just send the copy of the presentation itself.
Okay.
It's just a quick run through. I'm not putting anything regarding like the pricing because each company is different. So
That's true.
if I need to share something later, then I can.
Good morning, Christine.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, thank you. How many are you expecting today?
About 20.
Oh, great.
Between 20 and 25.
Okay, perfect. How's everything? What's the weather like where you are?
Cold.
Cold. Same.
How's Toronto?
Yesterday was freezing. Today's not as bad.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna turn my camera off just for a minute here, and then when things get going.
Christine's here. Yay! Alrighty, so we're 8 minutes away from start. And I wonder where Mohammed Kashash is from. Is he from Montreal? Is he on our last one?
Mohammed, you're muted. If you could introduce yourself.
He might have run off to do something else, given that we told him we started at 11. I got to get my coffee. I need to get my. So, Stephanie, how's the weather in Pittsburgh?
Currently, right now, I'm actually in Canada. I'm in Alberta.
Oh my God. Well, it's like -50 in Alberta.
Yeah, I would say. It is
Wow.
cold here.
Everybody's
But today,
bring enough
yesterday
wine?
and today aren't so bad.
Did you bring enough warm clothes?
Oh yeah, I've been in and out of Edmonton for a while because we worked with a couple of different companies here. So we do a lot of their social media and a lot of their stuff. So I've kind of been around. I just went to, I was just in Nevada for about a week, and then I came back. And
That's
going
a quite
from
difference.
plus 15 to -50 was a little bit of a difference, but
Nevada to Alberta. That's a bit of a nightmare, actually.
and if I would have left about 2 days earlier, my flights would have all been canceled. So
Oh dear. Oh dear.
yeah, I'm happy I got here when I did. I just got back here on like Tuesday at I think 3 in the morning. That's why I couldn't get back to you. I was trying so hard to go through
Not to
everything.
worry, not to worry. I just kept the same article up. It had the link and the headline. So, I tweeted that and shared that, and hopefully that's good enough. I would have liked to done, I used to write for Hewlett Packard and Sony, like way back in the day. And a huge part of succeeding in that field was, really in-depth interviews with the people who knew what they were talking about. And so I kind of when I'm talking to somebody about technology, always fall back on the experts kind of high level view when they speak to somebody who is like, they talk to me like I know nothing, because practically speaking, I do know nothing. But then from that would come a really clear explanation for the reader. So I was hoping to be able to do something like that, but that's okay. We should probably figure this out. I'm going to be doing some screen grabs during your presentation. Agni's recording. This is all on the record, right? There's nothing that's going to be said here that I have to worry, if I say that I'm going to get Stephanie in trouble or anything like that.
No, you're good.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm going to go make another coffee before we start. Hey, Christine, are you within earshot?
Yep. How's it
Hello,
going?
gorgeous. Hello, gorgeous. It's going okay. I flipped you a message this morning about the actual checks that actual drivers got in Twitter.
Oh, let me take a look.
I've got spreadsheets full of numbers on every topic going. I'm writing this big, massive overview article. I know sometimes the city says they're gonna get this and then it's delayed and they don't get it and the year ends and they're still waiting. But I was just wondering if anecdotally, you know, the number on the check that your accessible drivers or checks, if it came in two lumps, your accessible drivers got in 2023, you could share it with me in the message on Twitter. You could just, I'll do my best to use like the number that the city says happened, but I know in years past, like it gets delayed into the next year and whatever. So I just want to call to your attention that
It
question.
comes in two parts.
Okay.
One part for the owner, one part as a driver.
Okay.
Because if you're a driver that doesn't own, you still get money.
Right.
And if
You
you're
still
an
get it.
owner
Okay.
who doesn't
Okay.
drive, you still get money. So if you're doing
Okay.
both, you get two checks.
Wow.
I just don't remember I think the total is something like $4,000 or something.
4,000 in total. Okay. I'll see if I
look
can
it
get a
up.
specific, but depending on what the city says, if it feels like they're trying to snow me, I may be back. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, wrongfully qualify for it. Then it's some who got it who shouldn't, and it's just a gong show.
That's kind of what I'm writing about.
But I'll look it up.
So do we have anybody else on the call, on the Zoom, new to the Zoom, new to CTA, new to each other that wants to introduce themselves?
Mr. Greenwood.
Everybody's working while they're waiting for this.
That's it. That's it.
I know.
Yeah, because once you've successfully signed on to a virtual meeting, it's like, okay, what can I do in the meantime now that I gave myself enough time to get on this, make sure there weren't any issues.
Glitches. I did that myself. Mark is coming and Jeff is coming. Let's just see if we do one of these. That's Mark.
I'm just trying to look for those, Rita.
Thank you, Christine.
But I won't have a number for you in terms of how many of our drivers received it.
I'll just write in the theoretical. You'll see. I can explain to you more after what I'm writing about. You'll understand when it's complicated. Only people who lay awake at night thinking about things like Mark Andre, Christine Hubbard, and me. Maybe Agne. She's doing the math in her head. Of course, and everybody else on this call. So it's 11 o'clock. We'll get started. Let's go to like 11:02 to make sure that everybody who is frantically looking for the link in their email has found it. But I thought it might be a friendly thing to do if we just went around the call and had everybody give your own personal name, your company, and where you are, right? So that we have a general sense of who is on the call, if that's okay to do. And I personally myself would like to know all of you better. So Agne, I want to start with you. Can you spare your eyes from the guests from the waiting room long enough, or do you want me to start?
Now you can start.
Okay, hi. Hi, everybody that hasn't met me before. My name is Rita Smith. I'm the publisher of Taxi News and a big supporter of the Canadian Taxi Association, as well as pretty much every taxi entity in the city of Toronto for the last 39 years. Oh my God, 2025 is my 40th anniversary with Taxi News and in business. So some of you may know me, some of you may not. I hope to get to know all of you better, but I'm really happy to support the CTA and thrilled to be working with Agni America on getting these monthly Zooms put together. Okay. And then over to Stephanie.
Good morning,
Stephanie,
everybody.
oh, go ahead. Hang on. We're gonna let's do the taxi people first, Stephanie. I'll come back to you all at once. Okay. Okay, Christine,
No
could we
problem.
jump over to you?
Sure. My name is Christine Hubbard. I work with Beck Taxi, and we are located in Toronto.
Mark, Andre Way.
I'm Marc-Andre Way. We work from Ottawa. I am president and CEO of Coventry Connections.
And of the CTA.
And of the
Thanks, Mark. Gurjeet.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Gurjeet Dillon. I'm with Toronto One Taxi as well as Scarborough City Cabs. So we do taxi cabs in Toronto and we do accessible services in Calgary and Winnipeg as well.
Thank you, Gurjeet. Miroslav.
Good morning, Miroslav Elbasuni, and I'm from Oakville United Taxi in Oakville, Ontario.
Beautiful. Mr. Paulowin.
Yeah, my name's Jeff Paulowin. I'm a consultant in Ottawa. I've been working with Marc-Andre since, I guess, 2016, 2015.
Thanks. And Jeff is going to give us a little EMS update after Stephanie's presentation. Mohammed.
Yes, good morning, everybody. My name is Ash. I'm the GM of Vetscab. We are operating in Windsor, Ontario.
Beautiful. Welcome.
Thank
Mark. Mr. Greenwood. He's doing those last minute things. Oh, there he is. We could go over to Angelina.
Hi, my name is Angelina. I'm just working on a project for Blue Line Taxi. So I'm here just taking some notes and gathering information.
Justin? Mr. Hebert? No? Okay, we'll go over to Ram. Mr. Valeru, are you on? Okay, he's another one doing last minute things. Sarah? Hey, Sarah. Do you want to say hi to the group? Tell them who you are and where you are? There she is. Beautiful Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm located in Ottawa. I work with Mark's team in marketing and operations.
Okay. Anthony Rizzuto. No? Okay. 7045007.
Hi, Michael Sachter, having to dial in today. Pound Taxi, we connect to all the different cab companies across Canada for the last 23 years. And so very interested in the application of AI. And so thank you for hosting this.
Oh, you're so welcome. 5494444. No? Okay. Is there anybody on that didn't get to introduce themselves that would like to jump in and do so now? Mark? Justin? I think Angelina? No? Okay. Well, well, that's good. That's good room and good representation. from different cities. Thanks everybody for being here. It's a very exciting. I'm really excited to hear from Stephanie Mitchell at AI Botify. She's going to be our first presenter today, and she's going to take about a half of an hour. And there will be lots of times for Q's and A's. As a matter of fact, she's even we could even ask her to present a little bit more short. If you think there's going to be more Q's, we could go for like a 20-minute presentation and then Q's. But we'll let Stephanie get rolling until Q's start to come up. If as she's talking, a question pops into your mind, can you click the raise hand at the bottom of the screen? Because if we see lots of hands up, maybe we'll ask Stephanie to wrap up a little sooner and go to questions sooner. I think that could be a good use of everybody's time. And then after Stephanie, Jeff Paulowin, who has been working on the EMS file in Ottawa day in and day out for about 4 months now, has got an update. For those of you who are interested in doing in your municipality EMS runs, those are ambulance runs, not paratransit runs, ambulance runs in your municipality. Jeff can give you a little bit of an overview on how that's going in Ottawa. So he will follow Stephanie. And then I'll give you some information on the next event in February. We're going to hope to do this monthly, and then we'll wrap up the call. Okay, so that's pretty much how it's going to go today. I will now introduce Stephanie Mitchell from AI Botify. Stephanie has been in this job for about 4 years, which is a shock to those of us who thought that this type of technology was brand new. No, she's been at it for a while. AI Botify is a division of eBotify from London in the United Kingdom. And Stephanie, before the call got started, let us know that she's in, I believe right now, she's in northern Alberta. So it's even colder where she is than it is where any of us are. And she came to northern Alberta from Nevada. So so if she seems like a little bit, brain frozen, it could be because from Nevada to northern Alberta might do that to a presenter. We're really glad that she set aside the time to speak with us today. And so without any further ado, I'll turn it over to Stephanie Mitchell, who is going to take us through the AI Botify information before she gets into answering your questions. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie, for being here. And we can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Thank you so much, Rita. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be sharing my screen. I will start with that and then we'll go into it. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Perfect. So I'm Stephanie. I am from AI Botify. We have a technical difficulties here. There we go. So we are a division of a UK company called eBotify. They're kind of our parent company. Our goal is to help businesses expand and maximize their potential. We have success in the UK. We expanded through North America. We have different clients from BC all the way to Ontario. We're going towards Newfoundland, and now we're looking towards our Australian expansion. We use AI, and we are committed to driving innovation and efficiency for your business globally. Our goal is to find success in helping businesses connect more effectively with their customers. So we have driven conversational bots that are tailored for your lead generation. We do chat support, interactive landing pages, surveys, suggestions, feedback, and just an all-around chatbot experience. We also do different types of business analyzation, which I'll go into a little bit more. We're dedicated to creativity and innovation. We strive to stay ahead of the latest market trends. We have a team that is consistently checking the new and improved technologies that are out. We are always building something based off of the brains that we have internally that are proactive, and our approach involves cutting edge technology. We consistently seek new solutions and adapt to evolving landscapes. We make sure that our clients receive the effective tools to overcome their business obstacles. So we do more than just bots. We work in a lot of different industries as well, which I'll also get into. We value our integrity. We make sure that we have a commitment to ensuring that our practices are ethical. We have a team of people that work like all over the world. We have lots of people in London who are our developers. We are committed to excellence and delivering top-tier solutions to make sure that if you have a problem, we're there to fix it, whether it's only AI related or even internally. We have lots of different business solutions to help you. We value collaboration with working seamlessly with our clients to achieve shared success. So we want to make sure you guys are successful, we're successful, and the word of mouth goes around. And we thrive on constant innovation. So anything that's future of business, whether it's a taxi company, a limo company, anything that involves your companies, that's what we do. I myself have worked in the taxi and transportation industry for almost 10 years. And I just started doing the AI Botify stuff about 4 years ago, as Rita mentioned. So I've been working, I know a lot of the ins and outs regarding all the taxi companies and ride shares, limo companies, stuff like that. So hopefully I can answer any questions that you guys have. These are the industries that we work in right now. So transportation and logistics is a big one for me. And we also have different sales reps who work in healthcare, e-commerce, fintech, banking, insurance, consumer goods, everything like that. We kind of create different, whether it's a website, chatbot, any type of thing that they need, we are there to build it, make it. It could be anything. We can go into, once again, a little bit more about taxis, seeing as that's how we're here today. With the services that we offer, we do business automation, interactive chatbots. We have complete analytics and reporting. We do website building, social media, content creation, branding, integrations, agent assist, and more. This is just some of the stuff that we do. I'll go into a little bit more. With the chatbots, we are doing Facebook Messenger. We have WhatsApp chatbots, text message, SMS, website chatbots. We also do like website integration. So if it's not a chatbot, it can be a forum. We have QR codes, which is a big one, and location IDs. I'll give you guys a live demonstration too of exactly what you would see if you signed up and what it would be. But these are the main things that we're doing with the taxi companies right now. And we also have some new and improved technology that's coming in, which I will mention as well. So when you get into the chatbots, for example, this is a Facebook chatbot. It'll say, thank you for contacting AI Botify, or your company name. How can I help you? You can book a taxi, get an estimate fare, or say need help. So with Facebook, they give you an option for 3 buttons only. So you'd have to put everything you want into these 3 buttons. With SMS, you could have, I think, up to 5 or 6 buttons where you can ask different questions and stuff like that. When you go through, you can choose your vehicle type. Your customers can get an estimate fare. They can ask questions. These can be completely customized to what exactly you're wanting. If it's something more and you offer something else, we can definitely put it in. We also do different languages. So I know mostly in Canada, it's French and English, but when you go into the States and stuff like that, they speak Spanish as well. So we're completely integrated with any language that needs to be. We can make sure that the bots are tailor-made to your company and what your surroundings are. With the QR codes and location ID, so these are the things that kind of keep us ahead of the competitors. So when you put a QR code at a certain location and you scan it, and a location, that specific QR code knows exactly where you are, that's good. The customer doesn't have to say anything. You scan it, you say, okay, I'm at Kingsway Mall entrance 1. Okay, great. There you are, you take the taxi from there. Or you can put in the address with the QR code. There's universal QR codes. I'll show you a live demonstration, so this part you can kind of understand a little bit more, because this is a little bit in depth and nobody's doing this. I know there's different places like Taxi Butler and stuff like that who have tried to do it, but it's a little bit different than what we're doing, and they're kind of cutting back the cost on like their technology itself, whereas this is completely integrated to you. You own this. This is something that you can update at any point in time. You can add as many or take away as many as you want. I will go through the dashboard and show you exactly how that would be done. The QR codes and location IDs can be used on SMS, Facebook, and WhatsApp. So when you scan it, your customer can choose if they want to use one of those, or you can have the QR code that's specifically made for it. So you can have a QR code that if you want to drive customers to use Facebook instead of SMS and having SMS costs, if you want to have your customers strictly using Facebook, you can have just a Facebook QR code. When they scan it, it automatically opens their Facebook Messenger and says, I need a taxi at blank. The project timeline for our services is about 45 days. So once we get the initial information from you, we go through everything. We get the mapping, everything like that. We go through, we get your SMS providers, and we've worked through many of them. So we've integrated with different dispatching systems and cloud services through iCabby, AutoCab, Mobile Knowledge, Arcus, MTI. There's many of them. And same with the text message like Twilio, Text Request, Vonage, Podium, where anything that you kind of have that has API access, we can join. As well as the mapping. So I'll explain the mapping to you as well. When it pulls the addresses, it's pulling exactly from whether it's Google, Waze, Here Maps, anything like that. We'll pull the address specifically for what you're using in your dispatching system, and it'll make sure that no wrong addresses are sent. I will go through that. Once the system is live, we won't charge you for 30 days afterwards. So the first 30 days is free. We want to make sure everything is working perfectly. We want you to go through. It does sometimes take a little bit longer depending on how fast we can get the information from you. We have to make sure that your Facebook has a Facebook developer account. There's just a few little minor things, but we'll give you a list of things that you need to provide. Next thing we do is social media. So one thing with the bots is if you market the bots properly and you market your services properly, you'll get the business, right? So we have customers who are in Canada that have, if you go to their city, the hospital has 5 different QR codes all through the hospital, so you know what entrance you're at. Their social media pages we also handle. So some of them we do content creation where we just create their posts for them, and they have internal teams that post the posts. Some of them we run their social media accounts, we do their branding, we create anything that they need for events, stuff like that. We will send it to them, whether it's newsletters, events, promos, especially with our customers. We've noticed lately since some of the cities now have Lyft and Uber, we have been going through and making sure that their companies are working properly and they're getting everything they need. So they're implementing promo codes. We're doing a lot of content creation revolving promo codes with their dispatching systems. Anything like that, we kind of go through and we just make sure that the company is getting the business that they need. If we see that there's a decline in usage, we'll tell them, okay, like you need to make sure that you're posting more about this, or how are you guys marketing? I have a team that will check your social media pages just to make sure that everything is going smoothly. And then if you sign up with us and you see, you'll have a 20% incline in business. So right now, for example, in Edmonton, the taxis kind of had a decline in business, not just because of Uber, but because Lyft just came to Edmonton. So we noticed that there was like a 7 to 12% decline in business just since June. And we were going through and we're like, okay, so what can we do? We made sure that we got that 10% back. And then we also are striving to reach over that. So some companies, it just depends how you market it. The teams that we're working with do have internal marketing as well. But if you have the tools in place to make sure that your business operations are running seamlessly, then you can definitely have over a 20% increase in business. It just depends on how much you promote, as well as when you're looking at the rates of your taxi companies compared to the rideshare companies and the TNC companies. You have to make sure that your rates are reflecting something that the customer is going to want. Obviously, that's a struggle for a lot of different taxi companies, whether it's due to operational costs or due to driver costs, but you can have a 20% increase in business. You just have to know how to do it. And we're here to help you guys with that if that's needed. So the benefits of having our system is we're available 24/7. The bots are available 24/7. We don't let the customers wait. If the customers do feel like canceling the trip when it's done, they are able to through the bot itself. We can increase the traffic. So this also decreases the amount of manpower that you have in the office. So instead of people calling you all the time to get an estimate, they can get it directly through the bots. They can get it directly through an app if you guys have your app, right? So everything in your team and your systems could be like over 75% automated. And like our systems are 99% automated. So everything that you have right now, where you have, let's say 20 call takers or 30 call takers, you can have half of that. As long as you're promoting that customers use this, 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 and this. Most of the customers, let's say 20% of your customers right now are using apps. Another 30% or 20% could be using different chatbots, especially when they're at the bars. If you have QR codes on the stall doors and hotels, stuff like that. Like the customers will use it. There's a few companies that we've had that we designed a couple of QR codes for, and they're just business cards that they've given to the hotels. The hotels put them in the little welcoming package, and the customers just book taxis directly from there. So there's no human errors other than the customer errors. There's nothing that will be on your side that would be an error. The customer chooses exactly what the bots are going to be doing. You only pay for what you need. So we have different packages. If you only want one bot, not the other. If you want social media, not SEO, we have lots of different packages. We also create packages for limo companies and whatever is needed. So if there's something that you are thinking of that you need created and you just need development help work with, we can do that as well. We don't have any long-term contracts, but the longer the term, the cheaper the price. So if you just wanted to try it out, it does take a while to get everything set up. Like I said, it could take 45 days. But if you wanted to just test it out for 3 months, you could do a term like that. If you wanted a 12-month plan, that as well. But there is a startup cost, and then there is cheaper if you have more companies, and if it's a longer term, it gets cheaper as well. So we can go through that after. So our latest project is something, before I get into the live demo of exactly how the bots work, I do have a Facebook demo set up as well as the dashboard that you would be seeing. So I'll show you that. The latest project that we have is something called Lobby Login. So it's offering an exclusive platform for you to monitor your expenses. A lot of taxi companies are paying what's called stand rent or post rent to different hotels to make sure that those hotels are giving their business. So some places you're charged, let's say $1,000 a month or $700 a month, right? And you're not sure about the returns that you're getting. You can check your trip history, but that could be the customer's choice. You don't know if the customer is calling because your Google campaigns are working properly, or your marketing or your mapping is working properly, or if it's something that that hotel itself is actually promoting your business. So when you're paying $1,000, you want that hotel to promote your business. So what we have done is we created Lobby Login. So this ensures transparency by tracking the trip details and making sure that you get the insights that you need. So what would happen is the actual person working at the reception desk would have a URL, they would log in, and they will book the taxi directly through there. When they're doing that, we will pull the full report of how many times they called us or how many times they booked through you. And you can see, okay, so I only got 20 trips from you in the month of July. Why am I paying $500? You know, and like that could be your return. So you can kind of start negotiating your prices and lower your stand rents when it comes to that. This is something that we've just implemented, and so far so good on it. We're just monitoring it right now, and it just monitors the company spending to stay informed. So this is something that's new. If this is something that you're interested in, once again, let me know. I will go to my next page here. If you want to take down my information, this is my email and this is my phone number. So you can contact me with any questions that you have after the presentation as well. I will go through and I'll show you the demo. Can you still see my page currently?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is a dashboard. This is a simplified dashboard. So we have a company called Easy Ride. We have SMS, which they use Twilio, and then we have Easy Ride Facebook, which they use just regular Facebook bot. So when I go into Facebook, this gives me a complete demographic of how many messages came in, how many messages per user, how many users there are, what time of day, what the customers use, whether they confirmed, denied, canceled the trip, updated the trip, booked for now, booked for later. It's kind of just an overview completely of it. You can also do a booking report. So if you want to know how many bookings were completed in the last 24 hours, there's filters as well, how many were canceled. And this is strictly through the bot. So this is my test unit. So obviously all of them are canceled because I have this connected to a live system in the back end. So I have canceled all of these that I have done. It shows you the trip IDs, the contact information, anything like that, if it's booked through Facebook or through SMS. You can also check the chat history. So we're in Facebook right now, so it's going to load the chats for all of the Facebook bots and what was mentioned, which I'm going to go through the live Facebook bot with you guys so you can kind of see exactly what we do. And then the QR code. So this is a big one. When you're doing a QR code, you can have a universal code, which is a universal code directly for your business. And you scan this universal code, it'll take you to a landing page where the customer can pick. If you don't want WhatsApp, that's totally fine. If you want to just pick Facebook and SMS, it'll take you to a landing page. The customer can click OK SMS and then go through. If you want a specific address, right? So say, for example, West Edmonton Mall is in Edmonton. So all of these addresses are from Edmonton currently. West Edmonton Mall has 50 entrances at this mall. This will pop up in your system as if you use this QR code. This is the location ID for these QR codes. So if you use a universal code, when you're doing the bot itself, it'll ask you, what do you want your what address or location ID? If they put this location ID in, it'll show you West Edmonton Mall entrance 1. So since they have 50 entrances, the address is the same. It will still configure the name in your system to be whatever you put here. So you could have a hospital emergency and a hospital main entrance. You could have as many as you possibly want. It won't change. And so if you want the customer to specifically book through Facebook or specifically book through SMS because you just want the traffic in that area to be that way, you could use these QR codes. So you download these, you make a poster, and you can put those all over the city. You can put them on coasters, you can put them on water bottles, you can put them anywhere, and then the customers can use those. To add a location ID, it pulls these addresses from whether it's through Google APIs or anything like that. So for example, if I'm adding a new location, I'm doing this because it's easy ride, and then you have 2222. And the business name can be West Edmonton Mall Entrance 2. And the address for that was 8882 170th Street. If I just go save, it will pull that full address from the back end. And then these QR codes will be configured. This is what will show up when they book the trip. So the business name will show up, and then the address will show up. The drivers will know exactly where they are. And then when they go through it as well, the customers can add notes in the bot. So let's just go with the bot, and I'll kind of show you what is going on with that. So let's start all over. So it will ask you, these can be configured too, depending on what you want to ask. So, hi, welcome to Easy Ride Taxi Edmonton. Would you like service in English or French? English. You can change the language at any time by selecting change. So if I want to book a ride now, I can book a ride. You can book for now, you can book for later today, or you can book for tomorrow. These ones aren't meant to be booking so far in advance. These are meant to be kind of in the near future or now. So I'm just going to say book now. With Facebook, this is completely up to you. We have adjusted, sorry, it's already said it. Since it captured my phone number to begin with, it knows that my phone number is this. It will ask you to provide a phone number. If I go to the top here, it will ask you to provide a phone number and then please enter the authorization code. So this is only through Facebook. If you do this through SMS, it won't ask you to do that because it knows your phone number. When you're doing it through Facebook, it's configurable for you, but we suggest that people do it so that you have the customer's phone number. You can call the customer back. The customer gets the trip IDs or whatever webhooks that you guys have in place to send the confirmation codes in the back end. This is just to ensure that. Let me just double check this code on my side. So it says, please enter your pickup location or location ID. So if I write, let's say Walmart West End, it'll know where Walmart West End is. So it automatically selected Walmart West End. There's only one address for that in the Google part, so it took that, okay? If I click sedan, you can have different vehicle types, but there, once again, Facebook is only limited to 3 buttons. So you have to make sure that these 3 buttons are what is configurable to your system. The SMS bot does have ability to have additional ones. If there's any additional details you want to tell the driver, such as the unit or entrance number, you can say yes. You can say food doors. This will be put into the driver's notes in your dispatching system. Walmart Supercenter, Stony Plain Road. So that is what is considered the West End Walmart. If I wanted to update the address and change that, and I wanted to enter the location ID that we had previously that I added, and I go ER quadruple 2. Is there any additional information? No. It knows that I want to be picked up at West Edmonton Mall. When the trip name goes out, it'll say West Edmonton Mall entrance 2. I can change the vehicle from here, or I confirm to book the ride. When I confirm to book the ride, it will tell me what my confirmation number is, or my trip ID number is, which is here from this system. Do you want to cancel the booking? I can cancel the booking. It'll send me another message through here. And then I can cancel the trip directly. So when you're doing it through text message, you won't have to put the phone number in, you won't have to do the authorization code. It will just automatically do it. Another thing here is you can get an estimate fare. So whether you have flat rates or you just want to give estimates, we can do that. We can pull the information through. So when you enter the pickup address and you enter the drop-off address, it pulls whatever's in your system. It puts those 2 points, it pulls whatever's in your system. So it could be a few kilometers, and it'll say $5, it could say $10, whatever you have in your system, it pulls directly from there. So that's how you get the estimate fare. And then when you go into here, if I go into chat history and find it here, the chat is automatically here. So you can go through and you can check what the users are saying, if somebody is saying something. If you want to double check your SMS as well, it has the same type of capabilities. So it tells you how many messages went out, who needed help, denied, book a cab. If you go into the chat history, you can load the chats and you can see it'll pull the phone numbers up as well. You can go from the last 24 hours up to really anything that you want to do. Another thing is if you say something that the bot doesn't understand, it might tell you, this is configurable once again. We couldn't find an address to that depending on what option I'm at. So if I go through and I click menu and I just type like help or need help, it'll automatically ask me, you can just call us because I typed the word help. If I type change language, it'll ask me what language I want to change it to. If it says something that it doesn't understand, it will also say this: sorry, we couldn't understand that. We're happy to help you. Can you just give us a call? If you have something like an IVR system set up in place where you have to press 0, we can put that in. It's completely configurable to kind of anything you guys are wanting it to be. So that's the chat block so far, the QR codes. Is there any questions I can answer right now? No, Missy, part of you. So Rita, is that with you with your hand up?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, before I like jump in, if anybody that's listening has a question. I hate being the first person since I'm one of the organizers. Who has the first question?
Well, the only thing I can, so Rita,
Yeah.
the only thing that I can add is that we have started to use the service with AI Botify. We use the SMS portion and the Facebook portion. Our stats are slowly month by month growing. So there's more and more individuals who are actually using it through Facebook, which was very surprising to me, it was surprising. It has enhanced our SMS service, which we had previously with Twilio and others. And once we've moved to AI Botify, the numbers are growing very quickly because it's so easy to use now. So that for us, it's working well. And I've got it on all of our fleets.
So can I ask, without sounding too ignorant of the technology, for the taxi companies that have already invested in their own apps, right? That have hired programmers to develop their own apps, which are several that we know of, and others have bought third-party software. how do you link with those companies? Do you work with their developers? Do you take over the whole project? How is that handled when there's already an existing app or could be an existing app specific to the taxi company?
So most taxi companies, their apps are provided by their dispatching software. So we don't take anything away from the actual interface app that people would download in a Google App Store or a Android App Store or any type of Apple App Store. We create something that's user-friendly for what like teenagers want to use and what people going forward will want to use, right? So people say you're at a bus stop and you don't know how to get a taxi. You don't want to download any apps on your phone. And there's a QR code sticker on the bus stop. You scan that QR code, automatically we know exactly where you are. And you just book the taxi through that way. If you're on Facebook and you need a quick taxi and you look around and you're like, okay, these are what's around me, you type the word taxi and you can automatically go through. Also, when you're on the customer's website, for example, when you're on the company's website, like Mark Andres with Coventry, when you're on one of their many websites and you see the little chat bot on the bottom, so our little Facebook icon will pop up. Instead of you going through an incomplete booking forum, like through a web booker or something that's also provided, which they do have, you just have a little chatbot that pops up and asks you, do you want to book a ride? So we don't take away from anything that you already have implemented. We kind of just add on to it. So we just want something that's more user-friendly, that needs less information, that takes less time.
Can I ask one other question with regard to Facebook? I'm a big user of Facebook, or I have been historically. And it's oftentimes the very first thing that I go to. So on my cell phone, when I bring up Facebook, let's say I'm in West Edmonton, not likely, but what if I was? Let's say I'm in Northern Alberta in January. And I bring up Facebook on my cell phone. Where am I going to see the bot? Do I have to go into Messenger to see the bot, or is it like is it an ad on Facebook? Where on Facebook am I going to see the link to Easy Ride Taxi?
So if you were to search it up, say you search up the word taxi, it'll give you all the taxi companies that are near you on Facebook, right? Some of them probably, there's about 5 different companies when you really think about it in Edmonton. Not too many of them have any chatbots. So for example, if you pop up one and you click one and it doesn't have a chatbot where you can book, you just go to the next one. So it's all about how they market it. But with Facebook having the capability of doing so is a big thing. Because lots of them, theirs aren't for booking. When you're messaging a company on Facebook, it's mostly like, oh, lost and found, or I have a complaint of some sort. It's not necessarily them booking a ride, right? So we've taken over the complete chat bot, so they can't message you and ask for anything other than what you're specifying. It'll direct them to where they need to go, and then they can book a taxi or get an estimate.
Okay, that's it for me. Anybody else? Any additional questions?
Mohammed?
Good morning, everyone. My name's Nick. I'm just sitting in with Mohammed today. I just had a simple question. How many languages will be available for this at the moment and in the future?
So right now, since we've only really done the UK and in Northern, like Canada, and also in the United States, we have French, English, and Spanish that are completely configured and all done, but we can have pretty much any language. It's not really anything that's limited. We could do any language that you would need. But once again, with Facebook, keep in mind that there's only 3 buttons available. So if you go through and you want something, we could always tag it in the back end. Say you want any other type of language. If you type that word, then we can make it so that would be what the language would show up would be as.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Next question. I'm going to leave it as this will be the last opportunity for a question of Stephanie, unless somebody puts their hand up now. I will thank Stephanie very much for coming on from the Great White North to do this presentation. And Stephanie, are you going to put your contact information in the chat in case people want to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I can put it in there right now.
Okay, if you want to put in an email address and maybe a telephone number, I think if people want to talk to you after this call, that would be a good way for them to get your info. So on behalf of the Canadian Taxi Association, thank you very much for taking the time to come and update us on this, bring us up to speed on the latest in AI and chatbot. I'm seeing no more questions of Stephanie. I'm going to Jeff.
Hang on. Sorry, Michael. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry,
Hi.
just Michael Sachter here, on Pound Taxi. Just if you could also, for anyone who's joined by phone number, if you could text, or I can give you my email address, but I won't be able to see it. I'm in my car
Can't access
and
the
I
chat.
won't be able to see the.
Okay. Well, Stephanie,
Okay,
are
no
you okay
problem.
if we put your contact information on the CTA website? Is that too public
Yeah.
for you, or okay? So
Oh,
what
that's totally
I'm
fine.
going to write up some coverage of this event, and what I can do is say, if you want to contact Stephanie at Abotify, here it is, and then as long as anybody can get to the CTA website at cantaxi.ca, it'll be there. If that's okay with you.
That's
Yeah,
perfect, and thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, thanks, Michael. So then perhaps, thank you, Stephanie. That was great. We'll move over now to Jeff Paulowin, who has a lifetime's experience of talking to elected and unelected officials at various levels of government. And probably he's going to tell us he's never had a more challenging industry to work in than the taxi industry. The city people being what they are, municipal people being what they are, but he succeeds. Jeff wins lots of the battles that he forges into. So he is currently following along very closely the EMS, Emergency Medical Service file in the city of Ottawa. As you may have read recently in Taxi News, Central Taxi in Niagara has had great success with their EMS program. I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we wrap up here. And in looking to have perhaps similar business success in Ottawa, Jeff has been working with the city of Ottawa staff. It hasn't been quick or easy, but he's plugging away. And he's got some things that he wants to share with you in case you get into these conversations with your own municipalities. So Jeff, if you could take it away, that would be awesome.
Sure, thanks, Rita. I've been working as a lobbyist with Marc-Andre, as I said, since 2016 when Uber showed its ugly head in Ottawa. It still has its ugly head there. They have a big problem in Ottawa in emergency rooms and ambulances, and not unlike what's happening across the country. And the major problem is the amount of time that the paramedics have to spend in emergency with the patients. So this was generated by the city of Ottawa. I'll give you a sense of how it works, is that a person who calls 911 for an ambulance is still going to have a paramedic that's going to come and visit you, but they're going to make a judgment when they get there as to whether it should be an ambulance taking you to the hospital or a taxi should be called. This is called it's a pilot project of the city of Ottawa, which means it's going to be on for a certain amount of time to see if it works. It's a strange situation that has happened right now because it has passed through city council without any problem at all, but there was no check with Queen's Park, the provincial government, to see if it would be accepted. And for some reason, it's being held up right now by the provincial authorities, and they're unable to get it going. I've had numerous discussions with both the mayor's office and with the head of the paramedic services about what is the holdup and why is it taking so long. We're hoping, the last note I got from them was yesterday, just prior to today's meeting, and they're hoping to be able to get it going soon. But it should be very easy to replicate in terms of other cities across the country. And if you're interested in how the program works and how it got started and how you might get it started, then perhaps I could put up my, if I only knew how to do that. I could put my contact information up there as well. So I just wanted to, I told Rita, I just wanted to give a sense of where it is right now and what's the holdup. There's no question that this is going to be going ahead, but it's just a matter of time and waiting for Queen's Park to give the green light.
Jeff, if with your permission, I could put your cell phone number in the chat. Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
I will put
Because
it
I
in
don't
the
know how to do it.
given that I refreshed it yesterday, now I know it's in my contacts now. I will put Jeff's cell phone number in the chat in case anybody wants to talk to him about more detail. I
Sure.
do want to actually make the point that Mark made yesterday, and Mark might want to show his face and speak to this as well before we talk about next month's CTA Zoom, which is that Niagara didn't ask the province. Mark, do you want to give a little bit of that detail so that everybody here knows that only Ottawa felt they needed to add this extra step? Could you take that?
Yeah. So Niagara, once the pilot program was accepted by the regional council, it went forward, and they did not see the usefulness or the need to go back to the province to get some kind of authorization. Why Ottawa has decided to involve the province is unknown to me. Apart for maybe there's a liability issue that they're concerned about. It's unclear as to why, and it's stalling. I think that what is going to help us is Jeff and I putting more pressure on the councillors as to the cost of an ambulance driving someone to a hospital who has a cold or a bad flu, and cannibalizes the time of the paramedics for 3 to 4 hours when it could be serving those that are really in need. So we are going to have to put a bit more pressure and shove it forward. But I think that as soon as you get legal involved, you're going to get bogged down, and that's what happened in Ottawa.
Sure. Yeah. Especially when you look at the stats from last year, there were 37 days when there were no ambulances available.
Exactly. Wow.
I think what's going to happen, and what usually happens, is that there'll be some kind of a tragedy, and they'll try and close the barn door after everyone's left.
Yeah. In Niagara's case, or EMS in Niagara, the original pilot program was authorized for about $10,000. We've doubled that now, and they're expecting to double that in 2024.
So not to put too fine a point on it or be a self-promoter or anything, but if you go to taxinews.com and in the search bar, search Niagara EMS, there's 2 or 3 really information dense articles posted there. The most recent being really the fact that they just had their 2-year anniversary with not one single adverse patient outcome. In other words, in 2 full years of the program, not once did a patient have an adverse outcome. That's kind of an amazing anniversary to be celebrating. And also statistically, the average ambulance ride is about $1,000, and the average taxi fare is about $15. So in 200 calls rather, over a 2-year period, they've saved $200,000 roughly to the city just by using taxis instead of ambulances, and it improves the patient experience because the patients aren't waiting around. They're not nearly as stressed out as they were in the ambulance. So it was all positive. The outcome at the end of 2 years was all positive. And to give you more detail on that, sorry, somebody knocked at my door, but I think I have to go sign for anything. To give you more detail on that, next month, February the 15th at 2:30 in the afternoon, I think it is. It'll be listed on the CTA website. Marty Mako from Niagara EMS, who is the person who, sorry, there is somebody at my door. Guys, sorry, I was not expecting this. Just one second.
While we're waiting for Rita, if I could throw a general question out there, are there any other cities where City Hall's expressed an interest in moving to a program like this?
It's the Christmas
Okay.
Not to my knowledge in Toronto,
No, eh? Have
No.
have you tried to do anything in Toronto?
not so far.
No, eh?
No.
My
I don't know
apologies
if
for that.
Brigitte has, but Beck hasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, you guys. My apologies. Fraser is here from the Bunk Bed Shack, delivering a mattress that's like 3 months. Was supposed to be here before Christmas, but anyway. Okay, so next month on February the 15th, I believe it's at 2:30 in the afternoon. It's not in the morning, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. Marty Mako, who is the head of EMS in Niagara, is going to be our special guest. And I would like to say that not only is he the expert on, like, really had the courage to push this through in Niagara, he takes no prisoners. He talks to the counselors with so much confidence, such an air of confidence and absolutely no nonsense attitude. He is kind of halfway between the head of EMS and a motivational speaker. You're not going to want to miss him. His Facebook post is noted that, what is the point of being alive if you don't do something remarkable? And so if you wonder how he got this pushed through in Niagara, he's a guy who is actually dedicated and committed to doing remarkable things. I've interviewed him and he blows my mind. Don't miss hearing him speak next month on the 15th of February, because I think you'll not only get the sense that you could do this, but you'll leave thinking you could probably do anything. He's really, really phenomenal. And I'm glad that we've got him coming on with us. So that's February the 15th. It'll be posted to the CTA website, like within the next 24 hours, if it's not there already. And we hope that we'll get such a good crowd next month as we've had this month. It's really nice to see all of you here. So that is it for the official wrap up of this Zoom webinar. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Jeff. Does anybody have any question they want to ask before we close the Zoom meeting room? Does anybody want to hang on Zoom and chat a little bit after? I'm sure Agne wouldn't mind to leave the Zoom open if somebody from Windsor wants to talk to somebody from Kingston, no problem.
I can't, unfortunately. I do have a 12 o'clock meeting, but
Christine,
can reach
I
out
can't believe
anytime.
you're even here. That's awesome. Well, okay then, if there's nothing further official business, this is a great way to kick off the new year. Good luck, everybody. Stay safe, drive safe. Good luck to all your drivers in the cold and the snow, and we will see you on February the 15th. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
everybody.
you. Enjoy your mattress, Rita. Thanks.
It's for
Bye-bye.
company. If you want to come to Mallory Town, I have sleeping for 15 now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's all
Sounds
in
good.
little tight bunk beds. All in little tight bunk beds. Take care,
Excellent.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.